Well, if you've been keeping an eye on the stock market lately, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. That has some people a bit worried about their retirement savings and the balance in their 401k. Charlie Heid with CLA is here to talk about some opportunities a down market can bring. Charlie, a Roth conversion may be one of them. What exactly is that?
So a Roth conversion, just think of it in terms of I'm taking money or investments from a tax-deferred account, like a 401k.
Yep.
A traditional IRA, and I'm withdrawing from that account and I'm putting it into
a
Roth IRA, which is a tax-free retirement account versus a tax-deferred.
Okay. But the thing about that is that you do have to pay taxes on
You
when
have to
you
pay
take that
taxes,
out.
correct. You
Okay.
pay taxes on the withdrawal to put it in. But that is kind of, the goal here is in a down market, as we've seen, up and down.
It hasn't been great.
But if you hit it on a down market, so if you think about it, if I take one share out of my traditional IRA, which is a tax deferred, and the market, the value's down, I'm paying tax on the lower value. I move it into the Roth, and when the market recovers, it's now going to come out of the Roth down the road tax-free.
Tax-free, because you already, and you did all the tax thing, and So, but you do want to time it right.
You do, you do, and that's why it's very important. You don't want to go into this in a vacuum. You want to, if you have advisors you work with, financial advisor, tax advisor, you want to work in tandem with your advisors to make sure you hit the market at the right time. That you are moving the appropriate investments. If you can do in kind so you don't have to liquidate, all the better. So yeah, you want to make sure you're working with your advisors.
Yeah, and I think when we say timing is everything too, it just, we have long-term goals. It may depend on where you are in terms of how close you are to retirement and those types of things too.
So you want to look at your long-term goals. Where am I at in life? Am I, husband and wife, are they both working? They have kids. And I do this conversion because, hey, my retirement's way down the road. Great time to let this thing grow. But you have to think about when I do a conversion, I'm adding to my taxable income. And that can have other implications that you need to factor in. Like, I've got kids that are getting ready to go to college. I'm doing financial aid applications. I just put in a bunch of taxable income I could have avoided. That could have an impact. So you need to factor in that. And that's why I always say you want to make sure you're working with people, or take your time, lay out a game plan.
And I would imagine that would be the first step then. And if you decide, hey, this is something I'm really interested in doing, walk us through those steps.
Walk it through. And then the other thing is know where I'm at today as far as my tax bracket. Because you don't have to do it all. I mean, I may have a 401k that I've got $100,000 I've saved up over the years contributing to. You don't have to convert it all at one time.
So you could do a partial
You can do
conversion?
a partial. And the way you want to do that is if I'm in a tax bracket, say I'm in a 24% tax bracket, and I have room to stay in that bracket, I only want to convert enough to not move into a higher tax bracket. I want to stay in the bracket I'm at. So you don't want to have bracket creep.
That's I don't know that I've heard that term before, bracket creep. Okay, so what are some of the common mistakes then that people make when they say, I'm going to do this? Sounds like a great idea. The
biggest one that I see is, and they're paying the taxes on the conversion using the money they've taken out of the 401k, and they're putting the net. So if I took out $100,000, I'm in the 24% bracket, I have a $24,000 tax. I'm only contributing $76,000 to the Roth. You want to make sure if you're doing this, you don't use retirement funds to pay the taxes.
Okay.
So a candidate to do this is somebody who has cash on the side, say in a bank account, that you can cover the taxes. Because in my example I just gave you, it would take 3 years at a 10% annual return to just get back to the starting point from where you were removed the
okay.
100,000.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, you don't. That's number one.
Okay.
People use retirement dollars. The other thing that you see, they're not thinking about the implications, as I said, about financial aid, or if I'm
My kids are about to go to school. Yeah.
right, or if I'm already retired and I'm on Medicare. Well, Medicare, the premiums I pay on Medicare are based off my income. So if I add a bunch of taxable income, I could increase my premiums for Medicare going forward for a couple of years. So you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
So you just want to make sure you understand those items. But ultimately, this is a great technique. Get it into a tax-free account. The beauty of it is it's growing tax-free, the withdrawals are tax-free, and there's no required minimum distribution like you've got with an IRA or a 401k where you're being forced to take money out of it.
Yeah, so make your money work for you, okay?
Yes.
It's yours. It's your money. So it could be a great strategy right now, but make sure you talk to your guy.
Yes. Talk to your guy.
Talk to your guy. Make sure that it is the right decision for you at the right time.
Correct.
Good stuff. Charlie, thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.